Okay, so I tried to do a video, but it was too long. YouTube only allows me 10 minutes. That one was 13, so I'm going to try and make this a little shorter. But basically, I saw Capitalism, a Love Story on Thursday, and it just got me thinking about some things. I already kind of had a couple ideas of this and how I felt about it. So I'm going to be talking about poverty and the gap between classes that we have here in America. And I just want to tell you that it makes me so angry in so many different ways. First off, I just can't believe that we have 1% of Americans that make more than the bottom 95% combined. How is that possible? Sorry, I just can't get over that. Okay. But basically, what I want to say is that I see constantly people from that 1% or rich or whatever you want to call it looking down on the people below them, and it just makes me so mad. They constantly label them lazy. They don't want to get off their butts and do anything with their life. If they don't have any money, that's their problem, blah 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 blah. That is so heartless. You don't know the situation of why people are in the class that they are. Matter of fact, they don't even know why they're in the class that they are. Sure, there are some people that may have had some stuff when they were born and then fell down, but you know what? Life happens. Nobody asks to fall into a lower class. Nobody does. And I'm pretty sure the people that are in the lower class were born into it. They didn't ask to live off food stamps. They didn't ask to live off welfare. They didn't ask to grow up in the ghetto. They didn't ask to grow up listening to gunshots as they're sleeping as their babies. They were given that beautiful joy as you're sitting at home with your million Benzes, your $1,000,000 watches, your unnecessary yachts, and all that other stuff that you have because you aren't lazy like us. Well, let me tell you something. Nobody in the poverty line is lazy. You have no idea how it is as a mother living off welfare, working 2 minimum wage jobs, and still barely pulling the rent together. So I don't see that as being lazy, having 2 jobs, raising kids by herself. So you might want to wrap your head around what the word lazy means. Okay? I just feel like that when you have that much money, I mean, how many pairs of Jimmy Choo shoes can you have? You only can wear one at a time. So for you to have 500 pairs, 200, 300, I mean, it just doesn't make much sense to me why you have 5 condos in New York and 2 condos in LA and 1 house in Montana that you don't use because you can only live in 1 house at one time. But it's perfectly fine while we have people homeless on the streets and stuff like that. I mean, share some of the wealth. Oh my gosh, did I say something socialist? Guess so. Because how does it make sense that 1% can have more than the 95% below them put together? It just doesn't make any sense how that's okay. It's heartless for you to see all these people struggling that can't pay their rent, that can't pay their PG&E because they were born into this situation. They didn't have a choice in it, just like you didn't have a choice that you were born rich, right? It's not your fault that you have money. It's not your fault that you've been involved with networks of CEOs and other things like that. I mean, that's how you got your money in the first place, right? Oh, but you do have a choice what you can do with your money. Isn't that true? So, how about the word donate? Set up your own organization, non-profit organization. We have a lot of issues in this world if you didn't know. Let me introduce you to some. HIV, breast cancer, poverty. Oh, that's what I've been talking about this whole time. Should I go on? I mean, I just think there's a lot of other issues that you could be spending your money on than buying up things that you don't need. You're so materialistic. Would you like to invest in your soul? Would you like to take your morals and actually use them for something instead of taking advantage of the people that have nothing so that you can get richer and just let your money pile up in your little bank account that you can't use? As you can tell, I'm very frustrated with this situation. In so many ways, you look down on people because they act out to violence. They rob banks. They sell drugs. Well, what do you want us to do? What do you want them to do? Really? How do you want them to survive? I mean, oh, go get a job. Oh, they can only get a minimum wage job. But anybody could live off that, right? So, they're born into the situation where there's violence all the time. They hear gunshots all the time. They're trying to live right and follow their moral instincts inside. But what comes along? Oh, an eviction notice or something along those lines. So what do? They result to not following their morals and doing the bad stuff. That ends up giving them money, just like you have, the little money you have. So they sell drugs, and they start making money. Mom doesn't have to stress anymore. You can't go to school, or maybe you can, but you're not doing as well because you're focusing more on your money for surviving now than investing in your future because you have other stresses on your mind where you can't focus on your future. You're worried about right now. And they teach you in school about Darwin and survival of the fittest, but you've been living that way your entire life. And now you're learning how to be successful at it, selling drugs. But then you go to jail. And then you get out and you got a felony on your record and nobody's hiring you for any kind of job. And oh, let's not forget you didn't finish high school. So how the heck are you gonna get it together if no one's pushing you from the time that you're little, that you can make it, that you're destined to be something? Then how do you expect them to rise up above that environment that they're in? Maybe if somebody with all the money set up little organizations to inspire those people not born with opportunity, then maybe they wouldn't have gone to those measures. Let's think. Who has the money? You, the little 1% that controls America. Yeah, you. I'm mad at you guys, okay? I'm real mad how selfish you are, how you look down on us and think that you're so much better than us. Just makes me so mad. When are you going to step up? When are you going to make a choice to change, to help someone else's life, to sit there and think and understand why people make the choices that they make? Do you think that if you're born into poverty, you can make a choice without doing anything illegal? Do you think that you wouldn't resort to drugs, of using them because you're so stressed out, or selling them because you want to make a profit? Honestly, tell me you wouldn't do either one of those things when the whole time that you're born, people have been telling you you're destined to be nothing. You were born a loser. You're not going to get anywhere in your life. Everyone that has something doesn't want to share the piece of the pie with you. And you look down on them because they make bad choices. But wait, aren't you making bad choices too? Where have your morals gone? You're sitting profiting off of sick and dead people and taking advantage of others. You're so much better than us. Or not. So I'm done with my sarcasm. I'm going to try and get back to my loving the world view. But I'm still mad at you guys. I want you to step up and help people that were born below you so they can become equal as you. I know you don't want to deal with the competition, but don't you want to invest in your soul? Don't you want to help other people? Like, isn't that the best feeling in the world? There's no value. It's priceless. And how much stuff do you have that's priceless? Pretty soon, them Benzes, them Jimmy Choos, they're going to go out of style. But if you've invested in your soul and other people, that's going to affect the world to make it a better place. Don't you want the world to be a better place with no wars and no poverty? Wouldn't it just be a happy place? That's what I want. That's all I want. Understanding, sharing of the pie. It would just make me so happy inside. Okay, I'm done with my rhyming. But really, 1%. Step it up. Understand. And we can work together. So, hit me. Bye.